Hello everyone, welcome to your second royal reading today here at Mad World Tarot, and today is looking at young royal men or boys. Today we've looked at Archie and his 6th birthday, or so we are told. It's his 6th birthday today. Rather grim reading, I'm very sorry to say. We're going to move on to what I hope is better energy. Prince George yesterday had his first official royal engagement. It was on VE Day, it was at Buckingham Palace. They had a tea party for veterans from that particular conflict, of course, World War II. And Prince George, there's an iconic photo of him, or what I think will be an iconic photo of him, striding ahead of his parents with a Union Jack in the background. He's looking very confident. He's coming across really in a very impressive way for a boy of his age. He's a very shy boy, we've been told, but he looked very confident. He looked very certain of himself and what was expected of him. He looked like he was really engaging with the veterans. He was smiling, he was listening, he was confident, he was respectful. His parents were supporting him, but in a very quiet way. They looked all very happy. They were all getting on very well. It was just such beautiful energy. And of course, for all the drama that's been going on with Harry over the past few days, finally we got the royal family doing what they do best, and that's showing up at these events and allowing us to connect with them. They're of course there to honour the veterans, but they're also there to show themselves and to show the children, and the children all did very, very well. Even naughty little Louis. There's a place for naughtiness in the world, in my opinion, and Prince George really acquitted himself brilliantly, in my opinion. So we're going to have a quick look at him with the new Palladini tarot. It's a very royal tarot for me, and obviously he's being eased into his duties and his future in a way that makes him feel as comfortable as possible. And I think some brilliant parenting going on there. And so let's see how he is just in general, how the day went for him, how he's feeling really in his little heart, his heart of hearts about his future, how he is going to be doing in the next few years. He's got some big changes coming up, school changing, so, you know, he's getting to that age. And then connection with Archie, his cousin. I asked it the other way around in the previous reading. I'm going to ask if there's going to be any connection at any point. Whenever. I just want to see. It seemed to be a question that needed to be asked in the previous reading about Archie. So it's tarot, it's fun and entertainment, it is all my opinion, it is all speculation. I just read energy here, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. Prince George, big day for him yesterday, and really a big day for the whole royal family, that they needed to get some good press, and they did get some fabulous press, I think. And there it is, the 6 of Rods. That's the procession. That's them doing what they do best. The 6 of Wands, all those kind of military events, the music, the marching, the parade, all of that, the crowd cheering, the flyovers or flypasts or whatever they're called, flags and stuff. Very, very good, very successful. And we're talking about George specifically. It was a very successful day for him, his first official royal engagement. Very, very successful. Noticed, and he's been seen, he's been elevated, to use a word that we use far too much at the moment in Montecito, but he has been elevated to prominence. So interesting. The heart of the matter is the world. Now, we've just had that card in the previous reading about poor little Archie on his birthday, the world in reverse. In that reading for George, this has been success. It's very similar to the 6 of Rods energy wise. He achieved his goals. That's the world upright. Did what you needed to do. It was very successful. It's kind of a mission accomplished energy, and now we can move forward. We've done that. You passed through that level, and now you go to the next level. It's almost like out of childhood and into young man energy in this card with the world, and everybody seeing it, all eyes on him. And he did stupendously well. We've been told that twice in this reading. Okay, so how was the day? Oh no, how is he in general? Sorry, I'm getting carried away with. It's such a relief to see good energy on the tarot table. So in general, how is he doing? Just in general. And we've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. He's not very confident. He came across looking confident, but the Four of Pentacles is about security and life just being quite predictable and certain, and you know where you stand, and you're in control of the situation. He's feeling a bit wobbly. Not surprised. The whole family's been through a big wobble in the last almost 18 months now. Big wobble. And of course he's got changes coming up where he's going to a new school, faced with a whole new life. Very daunting, very serious. We're going to ask how he's feeling about all of that. But he's not feeling very confident. And it's completely understandable. It's not a disturbing energy for me. It's just showing that he's moving from very protected, very sheltered energy where life was very safe to a more difficult time, just because of his age and what's going on in his world, getting older, not because of terrible things. I really need to stress that. How was the day for him yesterday? How did he really experience it? Was it a good day? Was it a daunting day? Was he nervous? How did he go? Got the Eight of Cups, and it's in reverse. Now, what this tells me is, don't all have a big panic. I think that he's very empathetic, and I think he felt, because you could see he was really listening, he was really absorbing what those war veterans were telling him. I think that he really got the energy of their experiences. Eight of Cups is a very emotional card. It's past energy. When you're walking away, when the card is upright, you're leaving something that was very difficult emotionally, and you're trying to put it behind you, and you're trying to forget about it and go forward with your life. It's the Eight of Cups. It was the 80th anniversary, and I think that he really was moved by what he heard from these people, and he will remember it. I think that it's something that's really going to stay with him. It's made a big impression on him emotionally, and I think quite upsetting for him. This is not, oh, it was such a terrible day and he hated every minute of it. This is a much more mature energy of, he really felt the emotion that of those experiences, those memories. I'm impressed by that card, actually. Very impressed by it. For sure we wouldn't get that energy from Louis. And I don't think we'd get that energy from Charlotte either. So, just saying. Let's move on to how he views his future. Is he worried about it? Is he confident about it? What do we get? We got the Three of Cups, and it's in reverse. This is interesting because it's the friends card. It's the having a good time party card. How he sees it is that he's going to have to lead a much more restrained life, possibly than his siblings. I'm getting the sense, because there are three of them, normally it's friends, but in this case I'm looking at it possibly friends, but more likely for me siblings. He's going to be separated from his siblings in terms of how free and easy his life can be. He can't be falling out of pubs and doing whatever. I'm sure there will be moments, but he's aware that his life is going to be much more somber, much more disciplined, that he's going to be separated out from his siblings and also from his friends, singled out to be treated differently, to have to mature quickly and to have to be serious, and I keep saying disciplined. For some reason that word is coming up a lot in my mind when I do these royal readings at the moment. But I think also in the mind is possibly starting to come through an awareness of how things went wrong with Montecito and how that life was lived. It's possible. I'm not sure. It's just a little a whisper of energy for me. It's not a big loud voice telling me that. So let's move on to just the future for him. How's the next, and I haven't put a time frame on it, just next whatever. How's it going to go for him? The serious boy. We can see a serious boy who's very aware of how serious his life has got to be, really. How's it going to go? Page of Pentacles, that's fine, that's good. It's a student card. And that's what he's now going to be grappling with, is learning the ropes. And in two ways. He's going, of course, to a new school, and it's quite a serious school if he goes to the one that the royals normally go to, a serious school academically, but also he's learning the ropes now, really, for royaling. And of course, Harry told us a few years ago, or some years ago, not a few, several years ago, that he only had a certain amount of time before George overshadowed him. And well, that time has come, because here we have a working royal, Page of Pentacles, a very young one, but one that is more and more going to be at the forefront of royal events with that Page of Pentacles, and learning very well, because the card is upright. He's going to be very studious. He's going to be very serious about the things that he needs to get to grips with. And again, I'm impressed with that energy. So going back to little Archie, poor little Archie, any connection? George, from George's perspective, what's going to happen there? A very difficult energy as well. Archie had the Ten of Swords. George has got the Four of Swords in reverse. This is going to be a kind of a wound that doesn't heal, because the Four of Swords is about healing. It's about withdrawing after a heartbreak or a loss or a defeat, and really doing work, inner work, recovering, taking time out to heal and to recover. This is, instead of doing that when it's in reverse, it's just going and going and going. It's a bit of that Monty Python sketch of, you know, the knight with the arms cut off from the legs and spouting blood, and I can still fight, you know, that energy. That's the Four of Swords that's coming through here. I don't feel that there's going to be actual conflict between them, because it's not a conflict card. It's more, because he's empathetic, it's sitting under the Eight of Cups in reverse. More, I think that George is going to be horribly aware all the time that there is this open wound in the royal family because of Harry and what happened with Harry and Meghan and Mexiting, and the impact that it's had on his cousins that he doesn't know from a bar of soap at this point. And it's something that needs to be healed, it needs to be dealt with, but when is it ever going to be dealt with? And it's always going to be there in the forefront when it shouldn't be. It's like there was the ghost of Harry that hovered over the weekend over the royal family as they were gearing up to do their VE Day events. It's kind of like there's going to be the ghost of Archie over George as he does his royal duty. There's going to be this, I think, compare and contrast, and it's going to be an unfortunate comparison, not for George, but for the one who has been wounded by what his parents decided to do. In my opinion, some people would hotly dispute and contest the fact that it's his parents' fault that Archie's life, I believe, is less than optimal, shall we just say. But that is, of course, my personal opinion. And again, let me say, I hope I am completely wrong about that. But there is Prince George, and very well done. And I think going forward, he's going to keep doing very well. That's the reading. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.